W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater PL110.9.
George? W8VPV. No dogs, yeah, man. Yeah. I think they're in charge. Yeah, that was nasty. Yeah. Dogs have masters and cats have people. KD8VYT. Would it be good for the kids? Well, this is much better.
Go ahead, Russ. W8ECT.
I don't see any orange or green shirts.
Are you hearing those guys in there?
No, not at all. They must be running simplex. I can't hear them.
Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2541 with a release date of Friday, July 10th, 2026 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST countdown for a law requiring AM radio in all vehicles sold in the U.S. 3 hams received top honors for their contribution to CW, and there are no obstacles to true love, not even antennas. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2541 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's first independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Wadsworth, Ohio, here's Stephen Kenford, N8WB.
Our top story takes us to Washington, D.C., where a proposed federal mandate is moving forward to require AM radio in all new vehicles in the U.S. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, brings us up to date.
A deadline looms for a long-simmering campaign in Washington, D.C., as lawmakers push to make AM radios a mandatory feature in all new cars in the U.S. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act has been around in one form or another for a few years and has support from both parties in Congress. This year, it faces being wrapped into a larger package of transportation-related bills called the Build America 250 Act, which lawmakers are targeting for passage by the 30th of September. The debate centers on AM radio's traditional role as a medium of choice to carry emergency broadcasts in case of natural disasters or severe weather. Auto manufacturers who oppose the measure say that the advent of electric vehicles has created interference with the AM signal, and that makes listening all but futile. They also cite the added cost of continuing to use AM in vehicles. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
At long last, the World Radio Sport Team Championship Weekend, July 11th and 12th, has arrived in England. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, gives us some final updates.
There has already been plenty of mainstream media coverage for the World Radio Sport Team Championship, which begins at noon UTC on Saturday the 11th of July and continues until noon UTC on Sunday the 12th of July. BBC Radio Shropshire is covering it with plenty of interviews that give this high-profile event good exposure in the non-amateur radio world. Competitors' special call signs revealed towards the end of the opening ceremony on Thursday the 9th of July are being published on the event homepage at www.wrtcfigures2026.org. Hams worldwide are being encouraged to work the stations in support of the event. There's also daily coverage on YouTube TV, a separate contest live stream, and an online scoreboard. See the link in the text version of this newscast for more details about viewing the action. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In California, Night of Nights is an annual Morse code tradition that remembers a special maritime radio station that is off the air. This year, the event also remembers one of the station's top operators, as we hear from Ralph Squillaci, KK6, ITV.
For just a day, Morse code enthusiasts can forget that the last maritime radio station in the U.S. has gone silent. Every July 12th, on the anniversary of the day that the California station signed off, the Maritime Radio Historical Society, K6KPH, returns the Morse code tradition to air as KPH/KFS springs back to life. This year, the Historical Society is keeping that tradition while grieving a silent key. Denise D.A. Stoops, KI6BBR, had been a vital part of the station's commercial operations and later was a big supporter of the Historical Society's effort behind Night of Nights, as the July 12th commemoration is known. In 1979, Denise became the first woman to be hired as a CW operator at KPH. According to the Historical Society and several social media posts, Denise died within the last few months. The Night of Night tradition continues. For times, frequencies, and QSL information about the event, visit the Maritime Radio Historical Society website at radiomarine.org. This is Ralph Squillaci, KK6 ITB.
3 devoted CW operators and educators are being recognized for the impact of their work, as we learn from Dave Lee, M9TLB.
3 advocates for the practice of CW have been honored by CW Ops for their contributions. They are Mark Bosma, BK2KI, who created the weekly CW QRS net more than 5 years ago. The net is an informal gathering of operators for a 6-hour period with an emphasis on courtesy and established procedures. Mark also publishes and emails the weekly CQ-QRS RAGTU newsletter. Fabian Kerr's DJ5CW is being recognized for a number of projects that assist operators with CW, including Learn CW Online, CW Club RBN Spotter, and the CW Ops Awards tool, which helps operators track the status of their awards. He's also the creator of eBooks to CW, which converts ebooks to CW audio files. CW Ops is also recognizing Martin Kratoska, OK1RR, widely considered a pioneer in Morse code teaching and founder of a website that covers a vast number of subjects on CW. The website was created in Czech only. A link can be found in the text version of this week's newscast at arnewsline.org. Past winners of the CW Ops Award have included the K1 USN Radio Club, creator of the weekly slow speed test that allows newer operators to improve their skills in a friendly environment, Stephen C. Phillips, author of the free online Morse code trainer used by thousands of CW students and teachers, and the Essex CW Club in the UK for its intensive teaching and CW boot camps. This is Dave Lee, M9TLB.
A network of hams in India has helped a hearing and speech-impaired teenager find his way back to his family. Jim Meechan, ZL2BHF, tells us how it happened.
The wide-reaching amateur radio connections of one radio club in West Bengal has helped the speech and hearing-impaired teenager find his way back to his family in Bihar, more than 500 kilometers or 310 miles away. An attorney who spotted him in distress on the street had stopped to help, according to the Times of India. The attorney told the Times that the teenager had difficulty hearing and speaking, prompting him to alert local authorities on his behalf. He urged police to attempt to identify him and find his family, but attempts yielded only dead ends. Police referred the teen to a voluntary organization that could provide safe shelter. Meanwhile, the lawyer contacted the West Bengal Radio Club, which is well known for using its ham radio network to help track down families of persons who have gone missing. As always, the ham soon had results after conducting its customary outreach, which included distribution of a photograph. Ambrose Bisvar, VU2JFA, the club secretary, told the newspaper that with the help of other hams, the 18-year-old and his family were soon identified as residents of Bihar. The Hams learned from his father and older brother that he had gone missing 14 months ago. The details of his disappearance were not clear. As of July 4th, arrangements were being made to return him to Bihar, where he is enrolled in the local public school. This is Jim Meacham, ZL2BHF.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the amateur radio newsline heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the W8VPV repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. local time, right before the weekly Serenet at 8 p.m. A prominent radio amateur and former chair of the British YL Amateur Radio Association has become a silent key. We hear more about her from Jeremy Boot, T4NJH.
When the International YL Convention came to Milton Keynes in the UK in 2016, in connection with the RSGB convention, Carol Ann Hodges, 2E1RBH, was at the helm of the British YL Amateur Radio Association. As YLs in the UK prepared for the first time to host this major event, it was a key time for the organisation as delegates arrived from around the world. Carol and her husband Rob, G0RYL, helped pull the event together. On her page on QRZ.com, Carol had referred to the convention as being 7 days of international friendship among YLs. Carol became a silent key on the 10th of May. She was 76. This is Jeremy Bucci for NJH.
The U.S. Federal Communications Commission has set its sights on yet another spectrum auction. Daniel Garcia, W2DIY, has those details.
The FCC will meet on the 22nd of July to vote on its plans to auction 160 megahertz in the upper C-band. The auction will be held next for frequencies between 3.98 and 4.2 gigahertz. The range does not include any frequencies used by amateur radio. The FCC is mandated under the Working Families Tax Cut Act of 2025 to sell off at least 100 megahertz of C-band spectrum by July of 2027. The agency aims to create a single band for wireless operations on the C-band through the use of the range between 3.70 and 4.14 gigahertz. The FCC recently completed a $3.5 billion spectrum auction, its first in 4 years. Competition bidding ended on the 23rd of June for frequencies that belong to the Advanced Wireless Services, or AWS-3, bands used by major mobile carriers. This is Daniel Garcia, W2DIY.
In the world of DX Holger, DG3FEH will be on the air with the call sign MJ/DG3FEH from Jersey, Iota number EU013, from the 18th through to the 23rd of July. He will be using SSB on 40, 20, and 15 meters and will be calling QRZ via the QO100 satellite. Giorgio IZ3KVD will be operating holiday style as IS0/IZ3KVD from Bodoni, Sardinia Island, Iota number EU024, from the 8th through to the 17th of July. Listen for Nabi G0VJG using the call sign VP5G from North Caicos, Iota number NA002 from the 17th through the 28th of July. Nabi will be operating SSB, CW, and FT8/FT4 on various bands, including 6 meters. Listen for him as well during the RSGB Iota contest on the 25th and 26th of July. Takashi JR6HYO will be using the call sign JR6HYO/JD1 from the Ogasawara Islands, Iota number AS031 on the 9th through the 11th of July. He will be using CW and SSB on 40, 20, 15, 10, and 6 meters. For QSL information and other operating details, see each station's page on QRZ.com. We end this week's report with a reminder that if you want to transmit your message well, it's all about the antenna. In the case of one couple with a message in New York City, it was unfortunately all about several antennas. Jim Davis, W2JKD, tells us their story.
The couple who climbed New York City's Empire State Building on July 2nd weren't just about to engage in a publicity stunt. They were also about to get engaged while they were up there. 1,454 feet, or 443 meters above Manhattan. This path of true love, however, had its obstacles. A number of media accounts were quick to note that the climbers were not authorized to go past the 102nd floor, which is the building's highest public access spot. They managed, however, to get beyond there and also into the restricted area, which involved passing a number of antennas. There was the master antenna used by 15 New York FM stations, as well as a separate, smaller antenna used by 3 other New York FM radio stations. Wearing no harnesses, no parachutes, they also had to pass a number of antennas used by TV stations in New York City. Now, you don't need an RF calculator to know that there was a lot of energy up there that day. Not just nervous energy, but RF energy. The broadcasters quickly shifted to backup antennas. The couple, known for their daredevil stunts and profiled in a Netflix documentary called Skywalker's A Love Story, said in court after their arrest that they made their climb because they believed in power. In this case, the power of love. No doubt it was radiating also from both of them as the stunt turned into a successful marriage proposal. But before they can say I do, there's the question of saying we did. The 2 face felony charges that include reckless endangerment and burglary. I'm Jim Davis, W2JKD.
With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, CW Ops, David Behar, K7DB, The Drive, FCC.gov, 425DX News, Maritime Radio Historical Society, NZNet News, QRZ.com, Radio World, shortwaveradio.de, Times of India, Wireless Institute of Australia, WNBC Channel 4, World Radio Sport Team Championship, YL Beam, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen E. Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York and our news team worldwide, I'm Stephen Kinford, N8WB, in Wadsworth, Ohio, saying 73. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 11 minutes. Good evening, calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday night VHF UHF net. My name is John, and my call is WO3X. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices, and to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01.
We will start with announcements and then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that is complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, and confirming each call. Then I'll correspond with those 5 check-ins and ask for 5 more until the activity slows down, and then I'll go 1 at a time. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been worked, I will close the net after repeating the announcements and then giving one last call for check-ins. We also operate a band exploration net at 9:30 p.m. After this net, please join us if you have the privileges and equipment. So tonight, the band exploration net will be on 10 meters on 28.360 megahertz upper sideband. Okay, here are the announcements. There is a volunteer exam session on Saturday, July 26th, with the test starting at 10:30. So get there before that so that we can check your identification and get your paperwork to you. It will be at the Cuyahoga Falls Library, which is between 2nd and 3rd Street. You can get to it either way, from 2nd Street or from 3rd Street. So it's between Portage Trail and Broad Boulevard. So, like I said, the test starts at 10:30. If you know anybody that would be interested in getting their license, let them know and get them so that'll give them a little time to get prepared. Again, that's on Saturday, July 26th. You know what? I'm not sure what day it is now. If it's Saturday or Sunday, I'll have to look into that. Ignore that about the volunteer exam session. I have to look that up to find out for sure. Okay, that's all that I have in the way of announcements. I'll be looking that up real soon here. So, are there any officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango.
Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango. Go ahead, Frank.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I see the confusion here on his sign-up. I'll have to reach out to him when I get off the air here, and I'll try to get that corrected. Let's see here. Coming up this Wednesday, we'd like to do a clubhouse work session. Wednesday is also the Aries meeting at 6 p.m., and I know several of us are Aries members, so we'd like to do about a 4-hour, maybe 5-hour work session there from noon to 4 or 5 if people can work that late. We now have access to a full room for storage on the first floor. We want to rearrange it. A lot of stuff has gone in there kind of helter-skelter between Field Day and the Hamfest and everything. We want to kind of sort that out. We put in one of the air conditioners. We want to put in another air conditioner upstairs, turn them on, see if we can cool the room down, and maybe even start to organize and clean up some of the upstairs as much as we can get done Wednesday. So if you can do that, please drop me some email and let me know. We'll schedule whatever we can do with as many people that are there. That's about all I've got, John. We'll hand it back to you. Thanks very much. W8EZT, back to net.
Okay, very good, Frank. Net standby. Okay, let's see, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W03X at the mic. The site says that it is this Saturday already, July 18th. That volunteer exam session is this Saturday. Let me see what time it's at. Yeah, it is at 10:30 in the morning this Saturday, July 18th. So you don't have much time to get ready. So be sure to pre-register for that. We don't take walk-ins there. So again, that's Saturday, July 18th. Okay, now that's for that volunteer exam session. So make sure you have your FRN, and it's a LARO exam, so there's no fee for the test. There's just the whatever fee you would have for the FCC. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? Please call now. Okay, not hearing any. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor now asking for check-ins.
Hello, Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo.
KFADPB, I have you on the list, Brian. Another check-in.
KD8VYT.
KD8VYT, I have you on the list, Russ. We'll get back with you in a moment. Another check-in, please.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar. Do you want to give your message now?
Okay, John. I was just trying to avoid hogging the net with my constant complaint about, hey, newsletter, think about it, mid-month, write an article, do something. I have my usuals. I sent out a thing a couple days ago about a ham radio meet and greet multi-club potluck picnic. It's put on by Norse, and they send me a flyer every year, so I send it out to the club because it's on August 9th, and that might be a little bit too late for the newsletter for August. Other than that, John, that's all I have. AC8XO, back to net.
Yeah, very good, Vince. Yeah, I saw that. And that is the day after the Goodyear Half Marathon, so people may be able to attend that will be involved with the Goodyear Half Marathon. Thanks. Okay, let's see. We could take a couple more before we go back up to the top. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
KE8 KVI in and out.
KE8 KVI, Ron, I have you in and out, and there's somebody else trying. Go ahead. I couldn't get the call sign out of that. I'll give it another try there. Go ahead. No, I can't get your call sign there, but I have you marked as a check-in. Okay, so let's see. We'll go back up to the top of the group here. So KF8EPB, go ahead, Brian, with your comments.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo. Good evening, John, everyone on the head. Hope everyone's doing good. As far as radio goes, I've been testing out a vertical in my portable setup here in my backyard because I'm planning on going on vacation here down to Myrtle Beach in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to operate on the beach, use that saltwater amplifier. I also made a 40-meter coil for a vertical out of some PVC and wire, so we'll see how that works. And yeah, that's about it as far as, that contest is going on, or was going on this weekend. I made some pretty good HF contacts to Switzerland, Belgium, a couple to Russia, so that was kind of cool. But other than that, I hope everyone's doing okay, and I'll send it back to you, John. This is a KF8EPB.
Okay, Brian, well, congratulations on making those contacts. Sounds like you're having fun with amateur radio there, so hope that beach operation works out for you. Okay, we'll go next to Russ, KD8VYT. Go ahead, Russ, with your comments. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Good evening, everyone. Just wanted to say hey. Got this new radio here. It's working too good. But just want to let you know that I don't know if I'm going to be on 10 meters or not because antenna wasn't tuning to 10 meters, but I seem to have it fixed. We'll give it a shot. That's all I got. KD8VYT 73.
Okay, Russ, I'll be listening for you there on 10 meters, so very good. Thanks for checking in here. Okay, so Vince AC8XO gave his announcement there about that. It's in a newsletter there. Take a look. It's a meet and greet thing there. Sounds like a nice event there. And KE8KVI, Ron was in and out. So, and then there was somebody I couldn't get the call sign. I have that person marked in here. So, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. Okay, that was a good try there, but I couldn't pull anything out of that contact there, so We'll take other check-ins there. Please, this is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor, taking check-ins. Okay, that was pretty scratchy, but I think that's N7WAAM Bill up there in Macedonia. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, any other check-ins, please call now.
KE8TQR.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith. We're not getting any big pile-ups here with the 5, so I'll go one at a time. Go ahead, KE8TQR.
Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor, this is KE8TQR. Good evening, John. Thanks for running the net tonight, and thanks for getting me in on the list. Good evening to everyone else here on the net. Good to be with you all tonight. It was a nice hot day today, and I do believe the rest of the week's going to be even hotter, so if you're going out, you might want to be careful and carry some water with you. Had a good weekend. I got all the mowing done the other day, so for the rest of the week I don't have to go outside to do any lawn mowing. Still, I think I'll just stay here in the house and play some radio and see what more trouble I can get into. But anyway, I'll probably be over on 10 meters, John, so listen for me there. And with that, I think I'll just send it back over there to Net Control. Thanks for running the net again. Fine job you're doing. And this is KE8TQR saying 7-3, and God bless.
Okay, thanks, Keith. Yes, I got the lawn mowed the other day also, just before it rained. So actually, well, they were predicting rain that day, and while I was finishing up, I thought I felt a little bit of drizzle. That was about it, but then during the night we had a good amount, so that's all taken care of. So thanks for checking in, and listen for you on 10 meters. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor with John W3X at the mic, asking for check-ins.
John, WB8YYS, Greg in Kent.
WB8YYS, go ahead, Greg.
Okay, evening, John. Turn the volume up on the radio there. Couldn't hear the net. Evening, everybody there. Not much going on here today. Like you said, it's warm out. There's a heat advisory for about noon tomorrow until tomorrow evening. So, as you said, everybody take care on that. The Summit County area is looking for some volunteers for the Goodyear Half Marathon coming up on August the 8th. We need probably about another 2 or 3 people there. So if you'd be interested in helping us out on that, we do meet up there at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ on Wednesdays, and this coming Wednesday, rather, at 6 o'clock. And if you want to sign up online, you can go to www.summinares.org. And on the sidebar there, you can click on events and get signed up there. I'm sure Ken would appreciate it. Get a little bit shots. All right, that's all I got, John. I'm going to turn it back to you, and I'm waiting in line for the DMR net right now, so I'm going to secure and go over there. W8VPV, WB8YYS. We'll see you later.
Okay, Greg, very good. Yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday there. Okay, what Greg's talking about is the Goodyear Half Marathon, and at least 3 people who usually operate on that are either going to be out of the state or on vacation, and so he needs some people that's Ken KA8OAD he's the leader of that operation, needs some volunteers. So as Greg mentioned, you would go to www.summitARES.org, where Summit, AERS, is one word. And then click on events, and that'll take you to the look for that Goodyear Half Marathon, which is on August 8th, Saturday, August 8th. Okay, let's see. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins. Okay, yeah, I want to mention about what goes on Monday evenings on the Aries repeater there. Starting at 7 o'clock is a digital net, so that goes from 7 to 7:30, and we send in a digital message that has it has a certain protocol, and it includes which repeater we're going through, our name, and our call sign. And so if I'm at the Riverfront Cruise-In, I check in with my handheld on 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and a little very small laptop computer, and I just use the audio. And I go to the Akron repeater, and if the Akron repeater is not working, then I can use the Twinsburg repeater from down there on 2nd Street in Cuyahoga Falls, and it picks me up and sends that message out. Then at 7:30 the voice net starts, and so that usually goes till almost 8 o'clock, sometimes a minute or two after 8. So after the voice part is done, then the net controller sends an FL Digi message that has all the announcements in it. So if anybody's wondering what's going on that repeater, that UHF repeater, that's what's going on. There's that starting at around 8 o'clock or so, and it goes for about a minute or a minute and a half is a digital message. Okay, with that announcement made, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins.
K8WTK.
K8WTK, go ahead, Bill.
W8VPV, K8WTK. Good evening, John, and everybody on the net. Not much going on here. Spent the whole day working fence lines. Property goes back over 500 feet, and there's a lot of chain link fence back there, and you end up with all these floribunda roses and blueberry bushes and trees from the neighbor's yard trying to grow through the fence, and you got to clean it up about once a year, and it's overdue. We've had Margaret's father is not he's at home, not doing particularly well. He's 98 years old, believe it or not, and let me break for time, and has been living alone for the past about 15 years, and very successfully, and driving up until just a few years ago, which was frightening sometimes. But so we've been having to spend some extra time with him. He had a little bout of dehydration and whatnot, and
will stay in the hospital and then in a rehab place. Now he's home again, so we're spending a lot of time with him and making sure everything is going to be okay for him to stay home. But that's about it. Doesn't leave a lot of time for a lot of other stuff. Back to the net. W8VPV, KA8WTK.
Yeah, okay, Bill. That sounds pretty good there. There's a guy that checks into the Lisbon Area Amateur Radio Association Tuesday night 2-meter net, and he came to our Hamfest this April. KA3GLD. I think there's an A in there, or if not, then it's just K3GLD. But he's 99 years old, and so he's still doing pretty good. So there are some old guys around still. Okay, thanks, Bill. And we'll be on 10 meters this evening at 9:30 on 28.360 megahertz upper sideband. Maybe we'll hear you there. Okay, we'll clear with Bill, KA8WTK, and this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, calling for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. I'll repeat the announcements, and then I'll give one last call for check-ins. Okay, as Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango mentioned, there is a work time scheduled for at the clubhouse. Let's see, for this coming Wednesday afternoon. Now there is an air conditioner in the window of the it's either the kitchen or the breakfast nook, and then from what I hear, there's an air conditioner has been installed upstairs, so heat in the clubhouse would not be a problem. So Frank W8ECT sent out a message, so just reply to him if you can go to that work session there at the clubhouse. And as Vince, the newsletter editor, AC8XO, mentioned, there is an announcement in the newsletter about a meet and greet thing with the, I guess it's the Nor's Ham Radio Club group, and it's on August 9th. So take a look at that in the newsletter and see about maybe attending that. Now, the day before that, August 8th, is the Goodyear Half Marathon, and the net control people for that are short a few people. A couple of them are going to be on vacation, and one I know for sure is going to be out of state that day. So go to www.summitaries.org and look for training and events, and click on that, and there you will see a spot where you can sign up to volunteer for that event. Again, that's early Saturday morning, August 8th. Okay, that's all that I have in the way of announcements. The band exploration net this Monday, today will be on 10 meters on 28.360 megahertz, and it starts at 9:30 p.m. So let's see. With that, this is Whiskey 8, Victor, Papa Victor. Last call for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. This is the Whiskey 8, Victor, Papa Victor with John W8VPV at the mic. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. It's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net with 11 check-ins counting myself, and return the repeater to normal customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8, Victor, Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:04 p.m. local time. 7-3.
Check me in there, KHMS.
Okay, I got you in there, Steve. Okay, that's we got 12 there. Thanks. We're going to be on 10 meters at 9:30, so maybe I'll be able to hear you. This is W8VPV. Thanks.
I'll try to be there. KHMS.
Okay, great. This is W8VPV. I'll be clear.
You're still there? I forget. What's the frequency on 10?
28.360. 28.360. Okay, this is W8VPV. I'll be clear.